Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1974 to 1977). Welcome back, baseball fans, to 1974-77 Carryover League. And we today are in the American League North with a very interesting series between the Ohio Players and the Expos. Expos relocated to the American League. There wasn't enough room in the National League for them. Ohio Players needed an expansion team in the American League to comprise a division along with Cleveland and Detroit. Call it the teams that were kicked out of the American League East, leaving Baltimore, Boston, New York, and Toronto there, just like it is presently, with no Tampa Rays, for better or worse, I guess you could say. In any event, call Ohio the Tampa Rays if you really want to. I'm fine with that. Let's just show you what's going on in this series. It's rather good. Both teams are playing pretty well this year as well as we go into this thing. Game 1 in Ohio. Dan Warthen for the Expos. He had a nice year in there against Rudy May in this. Both teams are hot in the second inning. A single error, a Ed Kirkpatrick 2-run triple. He scores on a Valentine sac fly. Then we get a Will Robinson solo homer. 3 singles, scores another run. And then in the third inning, you get a Will Robinson, a 2-run dinger after a solo shot, and it's 4-3 as Warthen and Rudy May are pitching rather well. Bottom of the 6th, Warthen gives up a double to Driesen, an RBI single to Jerry Mumphrey, and it's 5-3, and that's about it. As the Ohio Players, who don't like to go to their bullpen, they did rather effectively late in this one. Demiri Hall, Diego Segui gets a save. It's a 5-3 win. Pretty straightforward game by two pretty competent baseball teams. So yeah, are they playoff caliber? Yes, is the quick answer to that. Are they both going to make the playoffs? I don't know, is the better answer. Game number 2, and we get a road win for the visitors. Dave McNally versus Blue Vida. And this is going to be a low-scoring game, super low-scoring, in fact. 4th inning, you get an RBI single by Pepe Frias. 6th inning, a solo homer, Gary Carter. Meanwhile, McNally, interesting. He got knocked out in the 4th inning on that DH injury rule. That's okay. The Expos go to Tom Walker, Bob Moose, and when you need to close something out, you got Dale Murray with that sparkling 103 ERA, and the Expos hold on for dear life and win this 2-1 to even the series. We like to see road wins in Strat-O-Matic. That shows your grit and so forth. Game number 3. Doc Ellis for Ohio, and they go to Expo Land in Burlington to face Pat Darcy and the Spos. And the Expos start out hot in this one and don't stop. Walk, single, 2-run single, an error by Dave Cashionaire, another single, a bunch of unearned runs. An RBI single by Rob Andrews here, a solo homer Ron Fairley there, RBI single Valentine there. Oh, by the way, both teams have the green light in this series. A lot of stolen bases. Willie Davis has 2 in this one. And then big innings now off a weak Ohio bullpen that pitched so well in Game 1. They pitched tragically today. When it's all said and done, one of the worst beatdowns Ohio has suffered this year. Expos 13-1. Pat Darcy collects the victory, beating Doc Ellis. Do the Ohio Players have an answer in Game 4, or do they go down 3-1? Well, it's Lynn McLaughlin versus Steve Rogers in this one. But you get an Expo error by Larry Parrish, a stolen base, an RBI triple Gary Alexander. He scores on an error by Bob Bailey, and the sloppy Spos are down 2-0. You get a Willie Davis single stolen base, Valentine single, a sac fly, another stolen base, but it's just a 2-1 game. Larry Lentz single, steals a base, scores on a Dave Cash double. It's 3-1. You got a couple of doubles in the 6th by Hendrick and Carlos May. It is 4-1. It is a 5-1 finish. And again, the bullpen of Ohio is good today. They pull McLaughlin after 5 to try and cool this Expo offense down with Tom Hall, lefty, inserted, and it worked. Diego Sieg gets a save. Rogers was pretty ordinary through 8 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Series tied 2 apiece, and what did I say? You get a road win. You get the perfect series, in my estimation, when each team wins in each other's park through 4 games, making a best of 7 a best of 3. Can the Expos hold on to, well, they don't have home field, I'm not going to get it, but can they at least force Ohio to win twice in their park? And the answer is yeah, and a tight one again. A 5-4 victory for the Expos, where Dave McNally, he wilts a little bit in the 7th inning. His bullpen, Bob Moose and Dale Murray, come to his rescue. Vida Blue has his troubles early in this one. Don't normally see Vida lose 2 games in a 7-game series, but that's what's happened. Got knocked out early in this one. It's 5-4. So the Expos lead the series 3-2. But games 6 and 7 are in. Move the logos over. There we go. They're in Ohio, where the Ohio players do a concert before the game, during the game, after the game. They own the team, we think, fictitiously, of course. There was an Ohio Players sports franchise that was supposed to be a football team. You can look it up if you're curious. Today's starting pitchers for the Expos and what they hope to be a clincher. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you the standings, though. It's even better before I give you the pitchers. Okay, so Ohio Players are 12-8. Yeah. They're now a game behind the Indians. There's the Expos, 3 back, and they're hunting. They're in the hunt. The Old Men in Detroit are somehow still around this race. But the Spos would love to win today and close that gap and get a +2 in the standings. And the American League. These are the 2, look at the winning games over 500, the divisions are. The American League North and the American League Midwest are the top divisions in the American League. Might be the top 2 divisions in baseball. As great as the Dodgers have been, their division is 2 under, 10 under. And you got +3 in the very talented National League North. Yeah, so this is, hard to believe, folks. Did you write that down anywhere in your little slip of paper to turn it in later for the exam? You didn't. You didn't write that the Ohio Players, Cleveland Indians, Burlington Expos, and Detroit Tigers would be the best division in baseball. You didn't write that down? Well, that's a shame. Because they are. Today, from, Dayton, Ohio. By the way, everybody's always wondering, where are you going to put them? You got a team in Cleveland. You got a team in Cincinnati. You putting them in Columbus? No. Ohio Players band came out of Dayton, and that's where we'll put them. Home of the Dayton Flyers. Let's get started. Leading off for the Expos, Ron Fairley. He loves leading off at DH in a platoon role. Center X. On-base homer machine at the top of your lineup. Love it. Center X, Mumphrey makes the catch. Jerry White, 1-2. Center B plus an injury. Well, you know what? That's probably one of the least important injuries you're going to have, because the Expos boast 4 talented outfielders. And Andre Dawson gets his chance. He'll go into left field with Willie Davis and Ellis Valentine in the outfield now. Mike Jorgensen, 34, rounds a second. Bottom of 1, it's Pepe Mangual, 62, rolls to the mound. Dave Cash, 3-7, flies to center. And George Hendrick, 5-12, strikes out. Bob Bailey, 57, this is a pop to first. Willie Davis, 66, short X. Your shortstop, De Jesus, a 3-20, makes the play. Tito Valentine, 1-8, base hit. He's going to steal with 2 outs because that's all they just steal. They just steal all the time. And he's safe. What's the T rating for T111? He got an 11, so he's at third base. Both teams are stealing all the time. Makes it convenient. I don't have to worry about who's who. Rob Andrews, 110. Single to center field. Tito Valentine's rounding third, trying to score. And oh, it's close. It's a 15. He should score. 16, 17, 18. Mumphrey 0 arm. He does score. 1-0 pose. Spose. I really like. Ed Kirkpatrick, 67's a walk. And with 2 outs, Larry Parrish, 64, lines are short. Bottom of 2. It's Bill Robinson. Bill Robinson. Danger, danger. Skies to center field. Alex Johnson, 3-7 Ks. Gary Alexander, 2-5 Ks. We go to the third. Ron Fairley, 66, short X. Your shortstop is DeJesus again. Busy today. Makes the play. Now you got Andre Dawson in the 2 spot. 69. He gets a single in his first opportunity. He's going to steal, and he's gone down to 19. And you have Mike Jorgensen, 33, grounds third. Bottom of the third inning, Dan Driesen, 56, is a K. Jerry Mumphrey, 2-6, pops to second. And Ivan DeJesus, 1-4. 9 up and down for Dan Worthen. Into the fourth. Robert Bailey, 53, left X. Mangual's a 3-10, he makes the catch. Willie Davis, 1-3, rolls first. And Tito Valentine, 1-4, flies to left. Bottom of the fourth, it's Pepe. Mangual, 2-9 single. And guess who's going to try and attempt to steal a base? He's gone down on a 17 by Ed Kirkpatrick today with a +2 arm. And that is awfully close. 15, 16, 17, -2 on a 15. He's out. They got the extra lefty catcher in the lineup today with Carter sitting this one out. Dave Cash, 2-9. Base hit. He's going to attempt to steal a base, and he is successful. George Hendrick, 34, pops out. And with 2 outs, it's Will Robinson. Will Robinson! Will Rutch! Take a look at the Bill Robinson card. Oh, my goodness, folks. Woo! This guy, he might, he's put his hat, he's been handed an invitation for the MVP of the American League. It's a long shot. I ain't gonna lie. It's a long shot, but he's up there. He's having a heck of a year. With a 303 average, 21 homers, but it's only 400 plate appearances. It's a monster card, really. Did this with the Pirates after leaving the Phillies. Gets a World Series ring with those Pirates in '79. 1-6 is gone, and it is 2-1. Alex Johnson, 2-3, grounds to second base. We go to the fifth. Rob Andrews, 2-4, pops out. Ed Kirkpatrick, 45, second. And Larry Parrish, 68. Single 1-3, and he lines out in a 2-1 game. Bottom of the fifth inning. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right. If you're wondering if this game is going by pretty quickly, or if I play it pretty quickly, when you get deep into a series like this that's this competitive, everything's like right in front of you. You know what to do. It speeds up. Plus, I've played these teams 5 games in a row. I know their tendencies, and it's competitive. It's interesting. My interest is way up there, and yeah, I kind of speed these games up because they're a lot more entertaining. A deep series like this that's highly competitive. So with that, in the bottom of the fifth, let's go to Gary Alexander, 5'10", catcher's X. Again, you got the 4-16, and not a good day for Kirkpatrick with an error. His second, he had a throwing error. Driesen, 55, short X. Shortstop today is Andrews, a 3-33. Fielder's choice. B Steeler will hold it first for a moment. Jerry Mumphrey, 312. Lomax. Doesn't even matter. 2-1 in the 6th. Ron Fairley, 1-7. Let's take a look at the Ron Fairley card. If you're wondering why Ron Fairley's leading off, because it's a lot of fun. Can't come up with a better answer than that. What a fun card. You know, he gets his walks for on base. You want a guy getting on base out of your leadoff spot. And he's got the homers. And he's a part-time player. You can get him out of the game. Get that 4th at-bat by the 6th or 7th inning. Get him out of there. Get your defensive replacement. And look what just happened. In the 6th inning, boom, he ties the game. And if I want, I could take him out if I wanted to. But I'll leave him in there. I might need another boom out of Ron Fairley. 2-2. What a thriller. Dondre Awesome, as he would eventually be known. 3-5 rolls a short. Jorgensen 3-6 is a walk. Bob Bailey 66 short X. A busy day, like we said, for DeJesus, and DeJesus turns a double play. Just don't know who's going to win this series. This is a tight one, I'm telling you, folks. Great division, great competition. Here is Ivan DeJesus, 5'10", catcher's X. And we really need Mr. Kirkpatrick to make a defensive play behind the plate, and he does. There we go. There's the reset we're looking for. Pepe Mangual, 1-3. 1-3! Oh no, it's homer 1 fly ball. You don't need to see the card. And with 2 outs, Dave Cash, 54, flies to center field. No sense taking 15 seconds and all this fanfare on a guy who rolled homer 1 fly ball. So let's just go right to the 7th of a 2-2 thriller. All right, it's William Davis. 2-5. 2-5! Let's take a look at this card. There's lots of good stuff in this column. Willie Davis. A couple years ago, we did the big trade of moving Willie Davis from Los Angeles to the Expos, sending Mike Manor Martian to the Dodgers with all those innings out of the bullpen. What a fun trade that turned out to be for both teams. Willie Davis, we'll call this his last really good year. He sticks around for a few more, but by next year Dawson will be the fixture in center. Right now it's a platoon. Doesn't have to be, but because of an injury today, everybody gets to play anyway. A .295 season with 12 home runs for Willie Davis. 2-5, triple 1 to 16. And that is one of his 9 triples he had in that season. Now it's getting interesting for Doc Ellis, the starter 8. They're going to bring the infield up for Tito Valentine. 2-3, short B, guns him down at the plate. Perfect call there. Valentine is going to steal now to get in the scoring position. He rolls this, what's the T rating? The T rating is terrible for Alexander, if you're wondering. Both catches are dismal. They can get better. Good catchers are on the benches, but they're not being used today. T1 to 11, yeah. So he's, oddly enough, we have a runner at third again. So runner at third gets gunned down at the plate. So Valentine at first, steals second, ball sails into center. He dusts himself off at third base. They'll bring the infield up again. How do you like them apples? Rob Andrews, runner at third, 1 out, infield up. Let's get another ground ball B. Wouldn't that be wild? Here's the pitch. 1-7 for Rob Andrews is a walk. They're on the corners with the infield up, and it's Ed Kirkpatrick. 1-7 pops to first, and with 2 outs, it's Larry Parrish. 49 off of the Doc Ellis card is triple 1 to 2. It's an RBI single, and the Poes take a lead. That's going to be an earned run, I think, because the walk would have pushed the guy in a scoring position regardless, and you get the single there. 3, yeah, okay. And now you got Ron Fairley, and no, we're not going to let this guy swing. 6 2/3 for the Doctor, as they are losing and could lose the series. They don't get a comeback. And Tom Hall will come on in the 7th inning. He of the former Twins and Reds fame. Pitched in 72 series. That's one of his highlights. Ron Fairley. Who's still left on the bench? He had the injury. We had Carter and Frias. It wouldn't be a bad time to put Gary Carter in here now and move Kirkpatrick to DH. Yeah, let's do that. Gary Carter will be the pinch hitter for Ron Fairley. Give you Tom Hall. Let's just go Tom Hall's card first. 74, 3-1 with a 4.08 ERA in 64 innings. We like to call him a lefty who gets lefties out, which is somewhat dubious. That's okay. We call him that because he's a lefty who doesn't get righties out. So you say which side he's better at and say, oh yeah, he gets that side out. And the Expos, of course, Gary Carter, rookie year, 75, 270, 17 home runs. Could play right field, could play third base, and of course, he'll be catching when he plays defense in this game. Here's the pitch to Gary Carter. 1-8, triple 1-2. It's a single out for Gary Carter, and the Expos have a 2-run lead. On the corners again for Dondre Awesome. 110, double center field. Will run Carter. 12, 13, 14. Let's run Gary Carter. And he's thrown out the plate. That was... Still, you get the extra run anyway. You got the third run. And Gary Carter gets thrown out the plate, no biggie. A 5-2 lead for Dan Worthen and the Expos and Dale Murray. Oh my goodness. You get a 3-run lead with Dale Murray near the Expos? That's a dangerous. That's dangerous right there. Okay. Stretch time. Here in Ohio. My goodness, folks. Of course. We're listening to it, folks. What an LP. My favorite Ohio Players record. 1977's Angel, featuring this song, Body Vibes. Angel, Merry-Go-Round, Ohio, and this one, Faith. My goodness. This came out February 4th, 77, probably 6 months after the last record, or 6 months before their next record. This band was so prolific, they would put multiple albums out per year for a long, big chunk of time. The Ohio Players, wonderful band. Can't think of a better use of their band name to come up with a sports team and base the whole franchise off of that. I think it's something that came up, 30 years ago, if you're wondering. That's how long the Ohio Players have been playing baseball for me in the Carryover League. They're one of the charter franchises in this. All right. Bottom of the 7th, Worthen with a 3-run lead. Let's get one more defender in there. Let's get Pepe Frias into the game for Kirkpatrick. Larry Parrish will go to DH. No, actually, Larry Parrish will be gone. Kirkpatrick will stay at DH. Okay. Worthen's a starter 7. Gets in any trouble. They have Walker, a lefty Scott for situational guys, and of course Dale Murray. Leading off in the 7th, it's George Hendrick. 2-4, rolls short. Will Robinson needs another big hit. Will Robinson, 2-4, he cannot get one, he rolls short. And Alex Johnson, 53, he rolls to first base. We'll go to the 8th. Tom Hall he'll pitch through to Davis, then we'll get him out of there because he's really bad versus righties. Alien Jorgensen, 3-7 is a walk. Bob Bailey, 6-10, double 1, single ... Oh boy. Infield comes up for Willie Davis. 3-6, homer 1-5 fly ball, and it'll be a sac fly, and it's 6-2, and that'll do it for Tom Hall, who pitches 2/3 of an inning. 1 out in the 7th and 1 here. And Larry Demiri will come on in the 8th. Demiri's good against righties. In 1975, 7-5 for your Pirates, with a 2.90 ERA in 115 innings. Now that I think about it, those Pirates really could have used this guy, Larry Demiri. If you follow the Pirates saga of lousy relief pitching, they let this one slip away. Demiri. All right. Larry Demiri versus Tito Valentine here. The runner at first and 1 out in the 8th. 1-4 flies left. And Rob Andrews, 2-7, rolls to short. All right. Dan Worth in 8th inning. How far do you go? Not very. Again, any trouble at all. They will go to... They're going to pull him. They're going to just do this right now. But we're going to start with Mickey Scott. You start with Mickey Scott, and if they once they start, the only pinch hitter, they don't have a pinch hitter really against lefties. So Mickey Scott will come on in the 8th inning, a 4-run lead, mostly to get to Dreesen when he comes up. 3-0 with a 3.23 ERA in 39 innings for the California Angels. I think he pitched for Baltimore and the Cubs as well in his short career. Mickey Scott. Here's your pitch to Gary Alexander. 2-11, grounds to third. Now you got Dreesen. 1-8 is a strikeout, and with 2 outs, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I employ Dale Murray. It's a 4-run lead. There are 4 outs to get. I did the math. This is a winner chicken dinner for your Expos if you do it right. Here he is, Dale Murray, perennial all-star, final year with this card. It's been a monster. Arguably the best relief card in the game, with Gossage and Mike Marshall probably the best. Dale Murray's incredible 1974, and Tom House, forgot to mention him. And Bruce Sutter, forgot to mention him, you get the idea. 70 innings, a 1.03 ERA. I believe the lowest ERA not below 1, of which there have been 2 pitchers in the entire 16-year timeline to do that. If you're wondering, Ray Bear and Goose Gossage did it. So there you go. Gossage did it in the strike year of 81. There you are. All sorts of information coming from you today. With 2 outs, he'll face Jerry Mumphrey. 47, he strikes out. We'll go to the 9th. It looks like it's coming up Spose today. Ed Kirkpatrick, 54. Homer, 1-16. It's gone! It's 7-2, Spose. Pepe Frias, 210, rolls the mound. Top spot, Gary Carter had the big pinch hit in the last 7th inning, 2-6 Ks, as did the big at-bat for Dondre Awesome. 4-5 pops first. 7-2 game, bottom of the 9th inning, because he gets 2 in. He gets a save for this because he pitched more than an inning with a 4-run lead. That's the way I do it. If he didn't come on in the 8th inning, he wouldn't. Let's see. DeJesus will swing away. 65. Sky's a center. I think the players have moved on in this series to their next opponent. They're not seem to be interested in the 9th inning. Andrews a 2-22 at second base, but he surrenders a single. Mangual goes down to second without a throw. Dave Cash. 3-12. You got a Lomax to end the game on a very disappointing day for your Ohio players. In front of the home fans and all the cool music, they go down today, unfortunately. 7-2, we'll take this right to the post game. Your winning pitcher is Dan Worthen. Give Murray a save. Doc Ellis takes the loss. We'll do the box, look at some stats, look at the standings, look at the schedule. We'll do it all. We'll do it all for you right here, folks, in one clip. Ellis Valentine came in for him. Solo homer and a K for Demiri. Tom Hall came on in to face Carter and Dawson and didn't work out at all. 2 hits, not charged him, of course. Then a 3rd hit, a run, and a walk in that inning. Doc Ellis takes the defeat. 6 hits, 5 runs. 1, 2, yeah, they're all earned. Oh, we had another throwing error in this game. Didn't hurt because that throwing error, the guy got gunned down at the plate anyway. So 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. Dale Murray gets a 4-out save with a hit and a strikeout. Mickey Scott struck a batter out. And 7 strong innings for Dan Worthen, who had 1 really nice year in his career. What a shame for Dan Worthen, because the Expos were starved for left-handed pitching in their timeline. They had the promising Baylor Moore. Then he had arm problems. They traded for McNally. He was past his prime. They had this Worthen guy. They eventually traded for another Baltimore lefty, Ross Grimsley, who has 1 good year for the Expos. And I think they developed Dan Schatzeder, and then he gets traded to the Tigers, and yeah. They're left with an arsenal of right-handed pitching in Expo land. No walks, 4 strikeouts. 1009-0109. 24710, 24710. 4106-0641. The Expos put 14 men on base. Ohio Players, 4. That one, I mean, he had the perfecto, then the bad 4th inning, and then after that, just one more hit. What seemed to be the uninterested Ohio Players. They saw that this was not going to be a series win, and they just sort of, we're still in first place. 109-0109. 2-4-1-4-1-0-6. Game number 6. Tightening up a tough division. Cleveland. If you're a Cleveland Indian fan, you're watching this with delight. You are seeing your playoff chances increase. And my goodness, when's the last time we've said that? My goodness. The Tigers are still in this division too, which is still staggering and stunning. The Tigers are still in their division race while Boston and the Yankees are basically toast in the American League East, which is insane. Kooky, dumb, ridiculous. Any of those you want to use. Here we go. 12-9 and 12-11. Let's start with the Ohio Players. 12-9, they were in first, now they're not. Hitting .260 with a 4.40 ERA. They scored 101 runs. They've given up 106 runs. This explains a team that's really probably over their skis just a little bit. They're not that good. The starting pitching is really good. The Oviedo Blues 2-3. McLaughlin and Rudy May have winning records. Doc Ellis is 500. Pretty mediocre, I gotta say. And the bullpen is, should not be used in case of emergency. Break glass, but otherwise stick with the starting pitching. Bill Robinson, we talked about his MVP candidacy. Bill Robinson, 7 homers, 20 RBIs, lead the club. He's 27 for 86. He's hitting .314. Well, he'll be in the top. He'll be in the MVP list. He won't win it practically. He is their top stats at the moment. Meanwhile, your Expos improved to 12-11, getting over 500 finally. Hitting .296 as a club with 3.46 ERA. This actually looks like a team that should have a record better than the Ohio Players. They've scored 108 runs. They've only given up 89. They have been in some tough luck. The Expos possess a lot of talent suddenly, and if they get hot now, building on this, they can still catch this division and catch a playoff spot. It's not out of question. I see the problem. Steve Rogers is 2-4 with an ERA of 4.50. Come on, Steve. All you got to do is pitch like Steve Rogers, and this team could make the playoffs. Dan Warthen, by the way, he's 4-1. 8 runs and 35 1/3. That's a 2.03 ERA for Dan Warthen. Dale Murray, 2-1 with 5 saves. In one inning where he needed work, he got knocked around. So his ERA is unflattering, to say the least. 6 runs in 11 innings. Ouch. But that was just one ridiculously bad luck outing that he suffered. The rest of the time he's been pretty good. We got 5 home runs, 11 RBIs by Ron Fairley. 16 RBIs by Bob Bailey, of course, the 2 veteran Expos. And Mike Jorgensen's 30 for 88. On a very 341. This team is steady. Look at the hits. 24, 22, 23, 30, 24, 24. So steady hitting throughout the lineup. No individual obvious guy carrying the club. An improving team, you'd have to think, at this point. Your Expos. And when we look at the standings here, this is up to date. We can actually even do, just to make it easier to look at, we'll put a little sort action in there for you if you're wondering how to do this. And this, if you download this spreadsheet, you just go to there and you just hit the, come over here to this yellow box. Yeah. Do a little sort action right there. As so, and then you come back over here, and it's all nice and sorted for you. The Indians, 3-0. The Poes at 3 over 500. White Sox 4 over 500. Yeah, sure. In either order, it's fine. A's are 3 over 500. Boy, yeah, we're going to have a nice little wild card battle in the American League this year. Looks like the Angels and A's aren't going away. Kansas City, the White Sox. We like the Ohio Players, Indians. Expos on the outside looking in. Only the Orioles in the East. Look at this. Red Sox, Yankees nonsense. And the schedule. As this game went 6 games. There you go. 12 and 11 Expos. We'll finish up with the Tigers, worst team in the league. And the Ohio battle, Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, for first place before the All-Star break. Ohio Players will play Cleveland in the 6th round before we go to All-Star break. That'll be a fun series. Remember to put that on your calendar, folks. Battle of Ohio coming up soon on your favorite YouTube channel. That's it. Break up the Montreal/Burlington Expos. They take 4 of 6 from the Ohio Players. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.